Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlossberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Welcome to Drew Schlossberg Spotlight on the Community, part of Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, an incredible community sponsor and a great champion of this particular show where we curate conversations with wonderful individuals in San Diego, lifting the community. As a longtime listener of the show, you can tell I am not Drew Schlossberg. My name is Charles Prebys. I'm actually the CEO and founder of Cloudcast Media, and we are so happy to have Spotlight as our flagship show. And here to fly the airplane today with me is Drew's longtime co-host, the one and only Kristen Fogel. Hi,
Hello.
Kristen.
Hi.
When she's not co-hosting the show and enjoying a crispy bacon morning here on Fridays, she is, in fact, the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc., making dreams come alive for writers.
Not her official tagline, but, I like it.
I did it. Making dreams come alive.
No,
Putting
it's good.
pen to paper. You like that?
That's good. Yeah.
Feel free to use it. I'll license it to you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
But we're actually not here to talk about me
Not
and
here.
you and
Nope.
San Diego. We're here to talk about something really powerful. So I want to start off
With a quote again?
not a quote, but something that
Okay.
always is on my mind, because we're here to talk with Katelyn Woodside, executive director of the VAPA Foundation. And I love education. I love public education. And here's what I feel. We've kind of stripped PE out of schools. We've stripped arts and music out of schools. Academic results are going down. Stress and anxiety are going up. Katelyn, welcome to the show. Any thoughts?
On that cheery note, hello.
On that cheery note.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. Yes, as you might have heard on the news, San Diego Unified and a lot of the school districts are facing increased budget cuts this upcoming year. Administrators have to make tough choices, decide, what pressing needs they have funding for, what wants they have, but they can't maybe necessarily fund. And oftentimes the arts are on the chopping block, but oftentimes a lot of other programs are also on the chopping block too. So California's done a great job at Prop 28. They passed recently in the last handful of years. But Prop 28 is not our golden ticket. Prop 28 provides students with just kind of a hint and a taste of the arts throughout the school year. It's about equivalent to 30 minutes a week, which roughly works out scheduling-wise, in San Diego Unified at least. Lots of different districts do it differently. Works out to be an hour every other week or so for about 8 sessions per semester, just of a taste. And so that's a great start, but we know we can do more. We know students deserve more. We know that they can grow and thrive through the arts. And that's the VAPA Foundation. That's where we step in. We want to be able to bring exceptional community partners into the schools. We want to have deep, meaningful, wonderful programs for our students. And so that's our job.
Well, listen, I think you're spot on. I know Drew talks about this all the time, because 5 minutes a day on average, you're saying 30 minutes a week, 5 minutes a day, is not enough, because we have engagement issues. A lot of students are feeling disengaged from school. Stress and anxiety is higher than ever. The arts and music and movement, moving the body to move the mind, is critical. And music and the arts can do that for you. So we got to figure out.
And Drew would say too, you can teach anything through the arts as well.
Well, I think that's exactly right. To me, in terms of, instead of keeping it as a silo, the key is how do you
integrate,
turn curriculum into essentially VAPA. So give us a feel for the challenges, but let's start with, so when we talk about the visual and performing arts, give us a feel for what you actually touch. What are the different types of arts? Give us a feel for the various parameters of the VAPA Foundation.
Sure. We bring in all the art forms and we support all of the programs in for students. So we recently launched our Arts Access program in January. And the intent behind this is to take a look at what schools are missing the rich and vibrant experiences that we were just talking about. What schools have less arts? Because there really is, the have and have not in arts in schools. Some communities have rich, vibrant schools. Some school budgets are able to support some of those arts, and other school communities just don't have that. So we took a look and we determined that there was quite many of school communities that didn't have these vibrant arts programs. And so our Arts Access program we created last year and launched in January has been able to bring in and partner with community partners to bring in these vibrant arts programs. So just as an example, one of our incredible partners is Outreach. They have an amazing space down in Hillcrest. And the local elementary school just down the street from them, ironically, is Florence Elementary. And so we reached out to the principal at Florence Elementary and we said, you're on our radar for one of the schools that, might be lacking some arts or maybe your budget can't quite cover it. Reached out to her and she said, oh, thank you so much for reaching out. This is incredible. We've had Outreach come to our school in the past, but we don't have the budget for it this year. And we haven't had the budget. We likely won't have the budget for it next year. So we would love to bring Outreach back. So we did. Our funding partnered with Outreach. We brought Outreach back into Florence Elementary. They've done a 10-week residency. And so what that means is teaching artists will come into the classroom once a week for 10 weeks and give the students a meaningful, deep, enriching art class for that 10 weeks. And so this goes above and beyond maybe what the school can provide or what maybe the classroom educator can provide. And so the kids can have this really meaningful arts program. So that's what Arts Access really aims to do throughout the district. So we work with, many variety of arts partners. It could be visual art, it could be dance, it could be music, it could be even Playwrights Project is one of our partners
for them,
too. Yeah, I was always thinking of you with the Words Live. So throughout all the arts, that's what we aim to do.
Wow, that's and how do you find? You identify a school, but then you also have to find all of the artists that come into the schools. How do you find those artists?
So we have a great relationship with so many of our arts partners. So when I say arts partners, I'm referring to other nonprofit arts organizations that have in-school programs and teaching artists on their roster. And so we have a big network. San Diego has a vibrant arts education and arts sector. So many smaller nonprofits that maybe not everybody has heard of. We've all heard of the symphony and the opera and, the Globe, but there's just endless, wonderful, smaller nonprofit arts. And those are often ones that have these really incredible in-school programs. So we have a network and relationships built with many of these art partners around San Diego. And so when we know that we have a school that's interested in specifically like my example with Outreach and Florence Elementary. We've worked with other schools and other arts partners, but we pair them. We say, okay, what do these schools want? What's on their wish list? What are they missing that the budgets can't fill? And so that's where we step in and we say, you know what? Malashok Dance would be an incredible partner for you. So we are going to bring Malashok to your school as an example.
That's incredible. I'm thinking because we do here at Cloudcast, we do quite a bit of work with education and schools and superintendents, and we know there's quite a bit of funding these days for what's called extended learning hours after school. Are you in that space at all? So the answer is yes and no. So we aren't in the after school space during the school year, but we are very excited. This summer in June, just around the corner, we are working with the Extended Learning Office at San Diego Unified to do summer programs for middle school specifically. So you might have heard of Level Up. Level Up is a massive...
I've worked for Level Up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very good. With La Jolla Playhouse, yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
sure...
they're great programs. They're amazing. And
even Cloudcast Media is part of Level Up this summer.
Oh, really? Cool.
With USD.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very good.
A student podcast program.
Oh, very cool. So in the past, Level Up has been, I guess I should say the funding has just kind of dropped off every year a little bit since COVID. There was an excess of funding, through COVID, and then every year it's been a little bit less and less. And so this year, Level Up is even a little bit smaller than it had been in the past. And so what we're doing, instead of the level up programs that we've done in the past in collaboration with the San Diego Foundation, we're actually working directly with the Extended Learning Office at San Diego Unified. And they have some middle school funding for middle school programs that we are curating for them at Bell Middle School, Challenger, Wilson, and CPMA. And so we're able to partner with our community partners again.
Yeah.
We have Guitars in the Classroom, Malashak Dance, Outside the Lens, just a huge variety of partners. And we're able to curate summer programs for middle schoolers specifically. Middle schoolers it's a tough age. That's the age that kids need to have these creative outlets. Kids, the San Diego Unified, talking to the administrators there, they find kids don't always want to go to summer school traditionally, but the middle school kids want to come back and do the arts for the summer.
And they're free, right?
They are free
They're
for
free.
San Diego Unified students. That's what the projects that we're doing.
That's great. And how long are the programs?
Our programs for CPMA, Bell, and Challenger are 2 weeks, the first week and third week in June. And if you're a San Diego Unified student and you're interested in that, you can visit our website. Registration will be open in a week or two. And then we're doing a special program at Wilson Middle School called Summer Sights and Sounds that will be in collaboration with Price Philanthropies and the San Diego Unified School District to have a 20-day immersive 6-hour-a-day summer program. So the Globe, Artreach is going to be another partner, and they'll have also district teachers doing mariachi, theater, dance, visual arts. Just it's going to be a really special, amazing program.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Wow.
from like a teaching artist perspective, from a parent perspective, like these programs are amazing. So, if folks are looking for places for their kids, highly recommend.
I saw Katelyn at your website very prominently displayed as a major sponsor was UCSD. What are you? Tell us how the universities are supporting what you're doing.
Yes, UC San Diego has been a supporter of us, and we've been able to do some incredible collaborations and bring students to campus to explore both college opportunities and the experience of being on stage. So just a couple weeks back, we were able to do a really fun collaboration. So we brought Mira Mesa High School Orchestra and a handful of schools, elementary schools, and their recorder class. And they did a play along at the Epstein Family Amphitheater on the campus at UC San Diego. And it was absolutely just so wonderful. We had 3 high school students were the MCs for the program, and they were engaging with the kids. They made jokes. They, talked all the lingo that the kids understood and know. And then they were able to play some really fun songs. And so how it worked was all of the elementary students sat out in the amphitheater, like audience seating area, and the high school orchestra was on the stage, and they played along with each other. So the younger kids in 4th and 5th grade could see the older students on stage.
That's
they
so
could
cool.
play along.
Yeah.
They had a really great rapport with the high school students doing the MCs, and they were able to explore the campus. So the high school students at the Mira Mesa Orchestra were then able to walk around campus, take a little tour. So that was one of the really fun collaborations that happened recently. And we've also taken a couple classes from Hoover High School to the Creative Makerspace on campus to explore that facility, have a workshop and an art project there. So we've had 2 of those.
Do you work through Art Power when you're dealing with UCSD, or you work directly with like the theater itself, like Epstein?
The theater, yeah. So we'll work directly with, not through Art Power because they have a separate like theater and presenting, but we've worked with through a collaboration, mostly with the School of Arts and Humanities, to figure out, what would be a really meaningful, exciting program for the San Diego Unified students to come in through.
That's great. UCSD is such a wonderful community.
Yeah, it
partner.
really is.
They do so much. So talk to us about Prebys. They seem to be kind of important to you.
They are. We have been It's been an incredible last few months to learn that we've been awarded the grand prize for the Prebys Sparx Challenge. And
grand prize,
the $1 million award for the Prebys Sparx Challenge.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah. $1 million.
It is, yes.
That's incredible.
Thank you. Yes, it's been amazing, quite amazing. The Prebys Sparx Award is going back to what we were talking about with our Arts Access program and all of the benefits for our students in the arts. The Prebys concept that we are now moving into action is we're partnering with the Expressive Arts Institute here in San Diego to teach a 50 or 60-hour certificated teaching artist training program. And we're partnering with 14 local arts organizations. We were talking about all the partnerships that I had earlier. Wow. So we're partnering with organizations such as Artreach that I mentioned, Malashok. There's so many of them. I don't want to miss anybody on accident, but those handful of partners, 14 arts partners in the community, we're going to be sending them through teaching artists from their organizations through a 60-hour certificated teaching artist training program. And what this training program will do is teach the teaching artist how to integrate the expressive arts with the Castle 5 social emotional learning competencies. And so social emotional learning, I know is something that's very important to San Diego Unified and very important to, kind of all education as a whole. And so the expressive arts is an incredible way for students to use their imagination and their senses and to be able to explore through the arts things like self-awareness, resilience, their imagination, new ways to connect with their peers, how to handle stress, communication skills. So it's just a way for students to learn these incredibly important social emotional competencies through the arts.
Wow. We're going to take a little break. Because a little break for our amazing sponsor, Mission Fed Credit Union. You're listening to Drew Schlossberg's Spotlight in the Community show. When we get back, though, we're going to pick up and talk some more about just this issue in terms of social emotional learning, integration with the arts.
Teaching artist training. This is something that I want to talk more about
let's
too.
Definitely hit that for sure. So we'll be back in just 1 minute.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us. Welcome back to Drew Schlossberg's Spotlight on the Community. We are having a fantastic conversation here with Katelyn Woodside, Executive Director of the VAPA Foundation. I am not Drew Schlossberg. I am Charles Parisi, CEO of Cloudcast Media, joined by Drew's longtime host.
So long.
Kristen Fogel, San Diego Writers, Inc., Crispy Bacon compadre in the morning. And when we went on break, Kristen, I know you're pretty geeked up about this credentialing program for teaching artists, through the VAPA Foundation, funded by Prebys Sparx $1 million. Were you the Grand Jubilee winner? Did they throw you a party too with party favors and hats?
There was no party favors and hats, but we did have a celebration breakfast at their offices downtown in Little Italy a few weeks back.
Wow, that's
cool.
incredible. So let's come circle back to this credentialing.
No, I'm so excited about it. I went through a teaching artist certificate program with young audiences. I can't recall what they're called, what young audiences is called now. I think it's Arts Education.
Arts Education Connection, San Diego.
Okay. I didn't make that up. I just threw some words on there. But I'm so glad that you're doing something like that now. I mean, it's important to have, not only teaching artists that are going through some sort of training process, but under the guise of like social emotional learning and everything like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. We heard from our community partners that one thing that was really needed, well, a couple of things that were really needed. One is that it's difficult to find affordable and accessible professional learning opportunities for teaching artists.
Yep.
And then the other part is that circles of practice for teaching artists to come together and learn together and work together and talk about, their work and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's also something that's very, very needed.
Yes.
And so we hope to support that and provide that through part of the Prebys Sparx Award as well. And the other thing about the Prebys Sparx Award, so the teaching artist training is just the first part of it. The second part of it is that in the fall, that we will deploy, we aim to deploy 135 classrooms and 25 schools with these arts partners to have these programs in these schools. So just like I was talking about earlier with Artreach and Florence Elementary, we'll do the same thing with our 14 arts partners. We will place them in schools, 25 schools across San Diego Unified, to do these in-depth residency, enrichment, deep learning opportunities through the arts.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, that's one thing I liked about the teaching artist certification, which is no longer around, but like you would shadow and then you would get to actually go into the classroom. But that opportunity is very rare. And so I'm glad like this is going to be a thing because it's very, very needed for teaching artists.
So with the Prebys $1 million, how many students do you anticipate you'll be touching?
Impacting over 4,500 students.
Wow.
Across 25 schools and in 135 classrooms.
That's
so
amazing.
So the math live in the air, $1 million. So that's a little bit more than $200 per student. That's not much. That's what I'm saying. We've got to find more funding for you.
Yeah.
Because if you can do this for $200 a student, just run the numbers out. We've got to find these numbers in these budgets.
Yeah. A little bit goes a long way.
That's amazing.
We can do really incredible things. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 14 organizations are coming to the table, under this grant. That's really incredible.
Yeah.
It's a nice coalition you've built there in partnerships. Pretty powerful.
Can we talk about the Beyond Billionaires?
Yeah, Beyond Billionaires. You have this new program called Beyond Billionaires.
Beyond Brilliance.
Beyond Brilliance. What is there, in fact, Beyond Brilliance?
Beyond Brilliance is our annual fundraising event that we've hosted for several years now, and we spotlight students from San Diego Unified, exceptionally talented and amazing performances that we bring to the community to showcase what our San Diego students, the talent in our San Diego students. And so we showcase the schools, and I can talk about who we're bringing this spring in a few minutes, but then we also highlight our scholarship recipients. So every year we give away $1,500 scholarship, two $1,500 scholarships are named after one of our founders, Larry Baza. And so students that are graduating from San Diego Unified and going into the arts and want to pursue the arts as a professional career, we want to support them. And so we give back through that scholarship. And then we have a community spotlight and recognition. And this year, we're recognizing our very own Russ Sperling at San Diego Unified School District. He's the director of visual and performing arts, and Dean Christina De La Coletta at this UC San Diego, Dean of the music, not music, but the...
But we should plan on having the three of you on a future episode of Spotlight. Since you do community spotlight and we're spotlighting the community, it almost seems like a natural, right, Kristen?
Seems like the same word.
Seems like the same word,
Spotlight.
but just different positions.
Different, yeah, for sure.
So we should have you and your colleagues come on Spotlight in the community and talk about that.
I would love that.
And bring them both here. We'll have fun. We'll have crispy bacon. We'll do all kinds of fun things.
Let's do it.
So what's just out of curiosity, because I don't know if we asked this. So what is your personal background in the visual and performing arts?
So I'm a violinist, classically trained violinist by training. And so I spent 15 years in arts education. So I was a teacher, actually not far from here in Poway. I had a studio where I taught private students. And then I also was a teaching artist in schools. So I was the one that would come in and, bring my violin and, kind of wrangle all the other students and teach, all the little third graders how to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And I loved it. It was such a rewarding and enriching part of my career. And then 10 years ago, I took a shift into the nonprofit sector through the arts. So I've held roles at La Jolla Music Society and other small arts nonprofits. Took a bit of a detour outside of the arts to work for Wounded Warrior Project in UC San Diego for a bit. And then now I've made my way back to the arts through this, which is such a great blending of my backgrounds as a violinist and an educator and a nonprofit.
Are you still playing the violin?
I am.
Okay, so Kristen, I think we need to do a little
duet. What are we talking about?
I'm going to get nervous
we need to reframe the last invitation we just made.
Oh boy.
I think you should bring your two colleagues and your violin and play a little bit on air for us.
Oh my goodness.
Could you do that for us?
How about just a twinkle twinkle?
A little
let's set the bar real low, just
you come on air,
just
you play
a baby
just
lesson.
play a couple of notes and set the stage.
I'll practice a little bit and see.
I think that's a hard no. I think that's what I'm hearing, a hard no energy.
Twinkle, twinkle.
I don't know. I'm all for it, but
we didn't say bring the Stradivarius. Just bring anything, and twinkle, twinkle.
I don't know. Let's see.
You have a Stradivarius as well?
Oh, goodness, no.
Okay. Well, listen, what you do is absolutely, absolutely amazing. How can this incredible sharing community called San Diego, how can they help you?
Well, we invite anybody who's interested to join us at Beyond Brilliance on May 10th, 5:30 p.m. You can find tickets on our website, which is VAPA Foundation, VAPA Foundation.org. If you're interested in getting involved and contributing and joining us in this important work, you can donate online. Feel free to reach out. I always love to connect with the community, hear stories, talk to people, learn about their passion and their interest in the arts. And we want to invite people to join us in this incredible work. We can't do it alone. We can't do it for free. We rely on the gifts and philanthropic support of donors. And so that's our invitation. Join us, join Prebys Foundation, join our sponsors, and let's make incredible things happen for the arts and for our kids in schools.
Kristen, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow.
Katelyn,
let's do it right now.
That was a beautiful way to close out the show. You've been listening to Drew Schlossberg's Spotlight on the Community. Drew is actually enjoying some music himself right now at the New Orleans Jazz Festival for the 39th year. So I've been lucky enough to fill in for him. My name is Charles Parisi with Cloudcast Media. Kristen Fogel, co-piloting the ship. And I hope everyone enjoyed this wonderful episode with respect with Katelyn and the VAPA Foundation. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlossberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com. Cloudcast Media.